Inside Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher's insane real estate portfolio. Couple goals. The home, built by Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis on a beautiful hilltop above the famed Los Angeles enclave Beverly Hills, is likely to elicit a Beverly Hillbillies illusion. After all, the Hollywood power couple dug a well, planted and eventually harvested a field of corn during the COVID lockdown, and named the property Cuckoo Farms. Kutcher and Kunis approached their passion project with a far more modest attitude, whereas Jed, Granny, and the rest of the Clampetts embraced a lot more typical take on Beverly Hills magnificence. Hello everyone and welcome to another video on our channel. In today's video, we're going to discuss inside Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher's insane real estate portfolio. Couple goals. So stay tuned to find out. Now let's start our video. A Matthew Cox table is coupled with stall plus band seating on a woven antique rug at one end of the combined living and dining space. In one corner, there's a De La Espada desk with an antique lamp from Obsolete. When discussing the 6-acre property, Kunis insists, "We wanted a home, not an estate," referring to the main house connected to a guest house / entertainment barn and a freestanding barbecue pavilion, all arrayed along a central axis elaborately plotted to capture the beguiling views from between and through the various structures. We wanted it to look like an old barn that had been converted into a house and had been there for decades. However, there had to be a sense of freshness and contemporaneity, Kutcher says. The design-obsessed pair began their 5-year quest by making separate Pinterest boards to explore their project ideas. Building a house from the ground up is a difficult task. This was either going to make or break us, Kunis says, of the potentially contentious venture. Fortunately, their tastes seemed to complement one another well. When he and his wife compared Pinterest boards, they discovered they had a lot in common, according to Kutcher. When we looked at each other's boards, 90% of the images we chose were the same, and Howard designed the majority of the houses we loved. Bakken is, of course, the indisputable monarch of the modern farmhouse style, which he popularized by distilling traditional designs and rustic materials into something poetic and effervescently contemporary. In the Kutcher/Kunis home, his salvaged wood, board-formed concrete, and glass expertise are on full display. Howard is compared to a genius software designer by Kutcher, who has vast expertise with technology startups. He's like a fantastic software designer, he says. A smart software designer's goal is to reduce the number of clicks required to execute a particular activity. Howard's purpose is to help you reach your destination quickly. Kutcher also knows that there are some occasions where you want a barrier to represent a boundary and offer some friction. Ashton and Mila are two of the sharpest and most curious people we've ever worked with. We talked about everything from beam size to cross-bracing standards to wood-concrete junctions. The architect emphasizes that these discussions are not had with every customer. If you're liking this content so far, please consider subscribing and liking the video. Now let's continue. Montauk sofas, a Vaughan standing lamp, and an antique rug from Woven are featured in the living room, which also has perfectly matched board from concrete walls and reclaimed oak floor planks. Stephanie Gerwin, a colleague of Dr. Douglas Friedman, Becken, concurs. She emphasizes the couple's commitment to providing a healthy, safe environment in their new home for their 2 young children, Wyatt and Dimitri. They were with us as true design team members for every stage of this lengthy and difficult process, she explains. The photovoltaic panels that power the house are hidden above the broad porch that runs the length of one side of the main structure. The solar array produces significantly more energy than the house requires, but homeowners are restricted from sharing the surplus due to outmoded local restrictions. Ashton and Mila are concerned about the safety of their food and the cleanliness of the water they drink. According to Becken, the ideals of sustainability and regenerative farming are not abstract concepts to those involved. The home's polished architectural vocabulary and rough materials palette inspired AD 100 interior designer Vicki Charles of Charles & Co., who joined the project as she left her job as global head of design for Soho House. We couldn't get enough of Vicki's projects, such as Soho Farmhouse. We liked how she mixed different materials, patterns, and textures, Kunis adds. Charles brought pieces from her previous customers' homes, including a 10-foot-long crystal chandelier that seemed out of place with the building's simple forms and aged materials, and a set of handcrafted silver throne seats Kutcher commissioned during a trip to India. "I got this job because I promised to provide a home for those, shall we say, formidable pieces," Charles says. Finally, she hung the chandelier in the soaring entertainment pavilion and placed 2 chairs in the main bathroom to serve as thrones for the throne chamber. "We thought hanging something so abundant in a barn would be amusing. It's so ridiculous that it makes you want to mock the place," Kunis says of the Crystal Desert. Well, that's all for today's video. Tell us in the comments section how this one was. I hope that you found this video interesting. You can subscribe and watch more videos on our channel to keep up with more content. We'll see you in the following video with some more notable celebrities, facts, and stories. And until then, stay tuned.